good evening.
Good morning. Well, good afternoon.
Hello.
Yeah, whatever time of day you might be, it's the evening because I always stream in my evenings. Hello. We are doing tabletop talk again, and today it's time for Mike Pondsmith's Teenagers from Outer Space. Look at this art. Like, it's not great. Right off the bat. So I will say, I had never. There's no. I could not find a PDF version of the third edition, which is the one I have as a real book, which has way better art. Because no offense to the artist here, but your style doesn't really fit this game, which is the big failing in my opinion in that regard. Because the third edition, you can hear me leaf through it here right now. Like, whoever made the art here, they don't. Do they have this book? Lacks an attribution page. I'm not sure if this one has an attribution page. Oh, it does. Cool. I think it just might not have been scanned. Who knows? But this one.
I despise this. I despise this art.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna say right now, I don't like this art style specifically because it's like sock hop 50s combined with like Saved by the Bell combined with Japanese anime, which is this game. Like that.
Yeah,
Like let's
that
be
is.
real. This
Oh,
is
yeah,
Saved by
yeah.
the Bell, the anime.
Mhm.
Yeah, this game is very anime as seen by the Westerners. It's which
yes.
makes this very appropriate as art. But yeah, this looks so okay. Really, I don't mean to offend this artist who we do not know, because while he signed his shit, I can't read his signature. Or at least some of this art is signed in the book. This looks like what I drew back in high school.
Yeah, this it does straight up. It fits like the high school like here's how you draw manga kind of vibe.
Yeah. What they did for the third edition, again, they sadly can't show it because sadly there's no scan, and I wouldn't want to scan my book because I'm lazy. Also, don't really have a scanner available. Whatever.
That's a vibe. That's a vibe.
Mm-hmm.
So do any of us have prior experience with this game? I know Nora, you played the third edition a little bit.
I have
never played it.
Yeah, I've played it some.
Okay.
But again, just to get the art complaint off the way, we are gonna probably ribbon it. The third book, they seem to have gotten the budget, let's just say, because they have lots of art and it's all consistent. So they paid like 2-3 artists here. How many are they actually listed? Here out by 1, 2, 5, 6 people. To just do all the art for this book, and it's all pretty consistent with each other, and it looks fine. And then they also, what they did, which is something you don't see in many things, like Pathfinder, right? Where they have this one dude who is the fighter, who I don't know the name of. Yeah, well, this book has all the people they made, all the characters they made as art for the whole book in the book.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of elevates it for me quite a bit, because at least you see these people do things and you get more of a feel for what these characters are like that they present you with.
I'm gonna tell you exactly why third edition has better art than this.
Sure.
This was made in 1987.
Mm-hmm.
Third edition was published in 1989, and in 1988 Cyberpunk 2020 came out.
Yeah. Yes,
that's exactly why.
Yeah, they had a budget.
Cyberpunk 2020 was made at like near shoestring, but they poured every single penny they absolutely could into CP 2020, and they made almost all of it back, or if not more, because it's incredibly successful and it works. And then third edition came out, so they actually had a budget. Now,
yes.
I find some charm to this terrible art, which is not that terrible. Okay, like let's be real, this is fine. Like the art is actually fine for the age that it was published in. It's okay, it's all right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's anywhere close to what we would expect, even in the time. Like, but that's the issue with like early Telsorian games. They're just really not well drawn. Like, they get artists, and I have a lot of respect for them doing this, but like, man, again, it's all in black and white because it needs to reduce print costs. and there's almost never any cross hatching. There's almost never any shading. It's very flat. It's very, very uninspired. It's just not solid. And then in this, where they're trying to ape a really specific style, but then they can't do it. So then they go back to almost this like, it almost looks like drawings out of a textbook.
Yeah, just like again. Firstly,
And I
Wax,
don't
if
like that.
Wax, if stuff is cheaper right now, that's fine. I put stuff up, it might have been not been to the same values, but who cares? But yeah, so
There are a lot of textbook vibes in here too, like with how they do the sidebars and with
Yeah.
how we throw in like a definition of statistic,
mhm,
things like that.
yeah. So well, what do you do in this game? Look, according to the cover, you run around away from a flailing tube man. There's a teddy bear there, and a weird looking not cat that doesn't really fit into this. I don't know. And there's
I
a
love that
tank
cat.
and everything. Yeah, the cat. Like a lot is going on. Let's just say. So skip this if we had introductions. We're just gonna read a little bit of this because then you get the idea of the tone of this game. Alien Contact, the subject of scholarly and science fictional works throughout the ages. The eternal dream of mankind, to know at last that he's not alone in the cosmos. This game has nothing to do with that stuff. This is Teenagers from Outer Space. Exactly what the title says. What is the game really about? Exactly what the title says it is. Stop for a moment to think about the possibilities present when several thousand alien teeny boppers from an uncountable number of planets all start slumming on Earth, the fun planet. Think of this as Easter vacation at Fort Lauderdale meets Plan 9 from outer space. What other game offers you the unique opportunity to cover Manhattan Island in 500 feet of shaving cream? Okay. Grow an extra arm on your character to improve his horizontal combat skills. Drag race the Starship Enterprise in your flying saucer. Make a clone of yourself who goes to history class while you go to the beach. Let your imagination run wildly around the little circles for a moment. When you calm down, come on back and we'll continue reading. Okay, fine. Yeah, this tone is a tone. And they pretty much keep it in the third edition but write it better. It's hard for me to explain.
All right, bias is out of the way. I fucking hate gag anime. I hate gag anime. I absolutely despise them. The only gag anime that I've ever enjoyed in the slightest was Dragon Ball. And that's just because of Toriyama's paneling. And that's specifically the manga. Like, I do not like anything that is, I don't know, I would say, how do I say this without sounding like a fastidious weirdo? I don't like silly things from Inception. I think that comedy is great, but like, I don't know. A lot of it's just very blue and very boring to watch for me. So,
I think a lot of non-visual comedy stuff falls flat in translation in terms of anime.
Yes.
And that's why Toriyama, for example, works with his comedy because he just does visual gags a lot.
Yeah.
And that works for anyone. Timeless. Yeah. Kind of amounts to the same thing.
Toriyama will do this weird shit where it's like, yeah, so this is this guy. You can't beat him. He just smells too bad. And then it's like, wait, I didn't draw this character with a nose, so he wins.
Oh, I see you.
And like that works. That's like, okay, fucking fine. All right, I get it. I hate that. I hate that section. But all right.
Yeah. Like, okay. I see you 89 and 97. Yeah, okay. So this game must have had some groundswell if they published a new edition.
Had a little bit. But then first edition was even worse. I've seen some of the art out of it, and it's really bad.
Oh, I believe it.
I'll try to find some through this stream, but my experience with this game is very succinct. I had a friend who was like, "Hey, man, I want to run a comedy session of whatever," and all of us are like, "We don't care." We are like right in the middle of some. I think we were playing second edition. Or right in the middle of.
Would have been, yeah. It would be the time.
Really. Yeah. But anyways, so we were playing second edition, and we were in the middle of like a very heavily political situation. Everything was very tense, and so this guy was like, "Hey, what if we ran a comedy session?" And we're like, "No, we don't want that." And he goes, "Okay, well, I'll run a one shot, but I want to do it anime." And we're like, "All right, whatever. All right, cool." And so he goes, "What about Teenagers from Outer Space?" And we're like, system doesn't really drag us in or anything like that." He's like, "Ah, man, but I really want to do it. What about BESM?" And we're like, "All right, I guess fine." And he goes, "Okay, so I drew all these NPCs, right?" And he puts it like a portfolio of half naked anime women on the table.
Oh, cool.
And we're like, "All right, so we're gonna go back to playing second edition."
Yeah.
And I think the next week I ran a mech tabletop, I think, but like that's the energy. Like the only experience with this game I've ever had was reading through the rulebook, I think for third edition, and
Okay.
going like, yeah, this is not for me, and I don't think this is here. And then
Yeah.
immediately having anime tits thrown at me, and that's kind of a vibe.
That
Fun fact, I
that
didn't
is
watch
a
anime
vibe.
back then.
Is a
I still don't.
so
I
we
hate anime.
well then you're gonna suffer for the next 2.5 hours, I guess. Henry.
Well-known anime hater,
Hey.
Archwizard Emery.
You're not alone. There's a lot of anime that I really don't like either.
That's the emote one moved. There we go. Okay.
Whenever somebody brings it up, I'm like, huh? Intentionally.
Well, okay, we have a lot to go through then. It's more so talking about our stuff this week than anything else, because this game isn't very complex to explain. Also, like usual, during session, if you do Spanky's Redeem, we're doing them later. We're not doing them right now. But hello, Sandot, by the way, and hello, Gwen. Also, Mini is here, yay. Okay, so let me regale you just with a tale of how I played this a little bit. I used to run a long running AD&D campaign back in the day. That game ran in one form or another, not continuously every week, but it did run for a few years with the same people. It was very fortunate. We were in college, we had nothing but time, so yeah. But occasionally I would just run off Steam, and then we would play Shadowrun. And in between that, sometimes someone would come up with, hey, let's play weird game I found for a bit. So that would mean we would play stuff like, I don't know, Dark Heresy or whatever for a bit. And during all that, a friend of mine came up with this game and was like, hey, let's play this for a bit. And it seemed fun. Okay, we can run this for a while thing. I don't get to DM for a bit, so I was on board immediately. Someone wants to run something in my gaming group where I'm the only DM normally. Let's go. So I was on board just by default, and then we just played. I think maybe 3 sessions of this. There was a mini arc the person had made up about basically. This is the weird part, Emery. We did basically play a Dragon Ball tournament, but in a different kind of way. And we had like there was a tournament, but then around that all sorts of shenanigans would take place. People would double cross each other and so on. So we didn't play this background, and the focus was somewhere completely different. But we used these rules, and it was pretty simple, and it was, I will say, fun. The rules did facilitate fun, but I would not want to make this like a year-long affair. Let's just say it like this, because I don't think it has legs for a super long time.
No, this has absolutely no legs. I'm gonna be real with you.
I think it might have if you change characters a bunch, or if people play multiple. There's
you
ways.
Play a different game that has tons of legs.
No, yeah. No, there's ways. I'm not saying I don't.
No, I'm teasing.
Do not want to call it impossible. I don't want to call it impossible, but
I genuinely think that if all you're interested in is getting together and having a good time, you could legitimately play this like every week and not get bored if that's
Yeah,
just your vibe.
yeah,
You know?
Mhm.
It's very much a beer and pretzels kind of thing. Almost like, I think this is a game I would almost recommend to try out if you have like couples at the table, because then they can just get together in the game and play
True.
some sort of thing for themselves.
Yeah. Play teenage versions of themselves. Like this
Yeah.
is what this is geared for.
Or play like a weird alien they always want to be. Who knows? But yeah, that's my story about how I played this. Very generally speaking. So what is this game? What are we doing? So it starts us out with. It explains what the story is, that aliens come here. They write the writing of the background is way better in the third edition as well, because by that point they have come up with a way better hook for this. The hook is Earth is the only planet with teenage culture. So all cool aliens want to come to us to hang out. So we have sorts of aliens here now, and humans can even. If a human tells an alien something, they're gonna believe it, because humans are just, they're just the in people. They know what the fuck is up, and that means the Earth basically exports fast food to the galaxy and gets spaceships for it and stuff. It's wacky and crazy.
That's a good deal.
Yeah.
Good deal, dude.
Exactly, because they didn't know what
Hey,
fast food
like
was.
62 Wendy's McFlurries or fucking
Yeah.
shit. What's the one at Wendy's? What's the Wendy's? Wendy's Frosties.
No,
We'll give you 26 tons of Wendy's Frosty mix.
Yeah.
I just totally outed myself as somebody who doesn't eat fast food.
Listen, this is perfect though, because you just did I think I don't know what they call it. The skill has a name. Let me just quickly find it in the other book. A fake out, right? Exactly. You use your fake out ability, which you get as well. I guess in this context, you are a human, not an elf. I'm sorry for this, Emery. Let's say
and all from the Xenon system. Sorry.
Well, let's say you were playing a human in this, and you just said, "Oh yeah, we're giving you Wendy's McFlurries for this starship, like 26 tons." Then you would just roll a little check, and the alien would probably believe you that these exist. That the Wendy's McFlurries is just too new for them to know about and too cool, and they will give you like 2 starships or something. So that's like this ability every human has. in the third edition again, because this edition does not have it. So anyway, this is this is one of the framings for this episode will be, what did they actually change? Like, I can't show it live, but I have the other book here, so
Yeah, you've got it on your lap. Like we're ready to go.
Exactly, because like a lot of this works, but I think third edition does it better, which is interesting. But they changed nothing about the rules, basically, only about some aspects of it. So this book goes into detail about what the heck is going on, what is a player, what is a referee, they call the DM in this case, and then they explain in a very tween first RPG ever kind of writing way that always reminded me of like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, people talking to each other. What a statistic is, and how how do you get them and whatnot. So your statistics in this game are smarts, self-explanatory. Bot, as in body, as in, well, how tough are you? Relationship with parents, which you are supposed to be a teenager. You can skin this differently as like relationship with boss, if you are like, or if you're sensei, which we did in our tournament thing. Then you have luck, you have driving, you have cool, which is literally just, are you a cool dude or not? Are you like are you a radical, or are you just a bumpkin or whatever? And looks, which I forgot to read out, which is how good looking are you? This is in this game. I find the look stat is kind of okay. You're supposed to like play in the high school. Looks do be mattering there sometimes. And then finally you have bonk, and bonk is your health. And if you are bonked in this game, just explaining this immediately right now, you are not dead. So this immediately wins in one respect over a certain other game we did recently.
Yeah.
No, if you're bonked out, as in you have taken more damage than you have bonk stat, you are gonna be out for a turn. And the turn is while each player at the table doing something, and the DM doing something back at them each time. And if you have taken like more damage than 1 over your value, then you might have to sit on a second turn. But then it's basically it. You're back with full health. It's like in a cartoon where you eventually they just don't bother drawing the black suit on your face anymore, and you just get to go again. How are stats made? Well, stats range from 1 to 6, and you roll a d6 to get your stat. So technically you can like roll 8 ones and then you suck, or you can roll 8 6 and you're very cool, but mostly you're just gonna have a few good ones, a few bad ones, and yeah, mostly 3s, 4s, and so on. Who knows? You can also like put points somewhere else. Like if you have like, you're cool to be 1 higher, take a point away from something else. So basically, you just roll 86 and divert them to your stats as you like. Reading between the lines of this. Again, the book doesn't spell it out, but that's what you can do. And then you have next, for which you roll 1d6, and let's say you roll a 4, then you can make either 1 neck with a bonus of 3 and 1 neck with a bonus of 1, or you make 3 necks with 2 1 1, or you make 2 necks with 2 and 2. And the neck is simply something specific you can do, for example, flying saucer piloting, which you are then better at than your normal stat. For example, you can have a driving of 2, but flying saucer driving plus 3, so a 5. And that's your stats, that's everything. But how does this game handle difficulty? Well, mostly rolls are have either a static difficulty, which is like, jumping over this obstacle is going to be like a 5. So roll your body, and if it's above a 5, you do it. However, if you roll opposed rolls, it's usually against the other person who also rolls a d6. Meaning like a low stat is really means you mostly fail at your thing as soon as you go against someone, just by virtue of if they have a 6, you have a 1, you're basically fucked. Like even if you roll a 6 and they roll a 1, it's a draw. But this is like but this is kind of fine because, and this is the one thing I find dumb but also kind of endearing to me. Look at this, they mirrored this. You can put a mirror to this and then you can read the special rule. So from the impossible to
that's incredible.
Yeah, that's
incredible, amazing stuff.
No one has ever done it, yeah. So what is the special rule? Well, it's simple. Let's say you make a character with looks of 6 and get dates with any one neck of 6. Mm-hmm. So you always have a 12 to get a date, and then you roll a die for up to 18. Well, the DM will secretly roll something at the start of each session, and namely a d6. And let's say he rolls a 3. And then if getting the date would be a difficulty of, let's say, 9. If you are more than 3 over the difficulty, it goes too well. And now you don't just have a date. No, you have a stalker who's gonna make sure you never get another date ever again, because we have to go out and we have to get married. Look, I've already picked out the venue. And
okay, so that's the thing where like I kind of like that, but then again, I think I could be classified as the greatest power gamer in any group I'm ever in. Like I'm always looking to make my character really, really good at the thing that they do. And that's all I care about. Like, so long as my character can perform. But in any anime game, if I want to make the strongest guy who is the goodest at the punching guys in the school, that's it. His brain don't work no good. Like that backfiring on me constantly because my stats really high and my GM is just like, oh, but it's funny though. I don't know. I've never liked your turn in the barrel design. That's always been the expectation of older games. Where no, don't worry. Everyone gets their turn in the barrel.
We're
just gonna pick on you for like an hour, and then we'll switch over to picking on Jim. You know?
Well, no, the thing is, I don't think this is picking. I think you are seeing this very confrontational when it really isn't. Like if your guy has a punching of 12 and then you roll a 5 and it's 17 to punch, then now the classroom is destroyed and you are going to the principal's office or whatever, but you are still awesome at punching. And it's almost like you're now force of nature, like Larry Kubiak in that old Parker Lewis episode, where they would feed him a fish.
It's such a fool! What the fuck is this show?
Hey, I like Parker Lewis.
Why the fuck? What is
Because kind of, and
Nice.
here, kind of, if you would want the tone that I would go, it would be that show.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, your guy is the force of nature in this, because he is completely, he is the strongest dude ever. But yeah, we just learn to deal with him, because this game also gives you damage, for example, for getting a really good put down against you and stuff. So you can just quip Larry Kubiak down to death, but Larry Kubiak might just not understand. So having a smarts of one might help Larry not get owned, because he doesn't understand that he got owned. But whatever, that's all. So this game is super fast and loose with its rules for the most part, because it knows it. Why should I, for example, I mean, let's just straight out of the air, why should I stat out the planet destroying laser? Why would that need stats? No, it's just the thing that we're gonna stop this episode of Teenagers from Outer Space. Like, the biggest failing again of Floating Vagabond is that it had this pathological need to stat out bullshit. And this game just doesn't do that. This game is very much like Toon with a different kind of thing.
Oh yeah, they don't give a shit. This is it's like you could point to any rule in this book and be like, hey, so what does this rule do? Who cares?
Who cares?
Yeah.
We'll fight the zombie cheerleader. We don't care.
Exactly. And then
There's Moonrise happening right now.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Wait. And now, once you have stats, you're gonna decide: are you a human or are you an alien? As they do aliens first in this, you can be a near human alien, which with like examples like you can have small horns or whatever. Not very near human. Like then you have fur or scales, you have long tail, antenna wings and stuff. Or real weirdo, like extra arms, huge teeth, armor plates, lots of blobby shapes, all of the above, anything else that sounds interesting. So you can just be a weird creature, which is always fun. Being a weird creature is always fun. And then you get powers. For powers, you just roll on these tables. So you can potentially roll nothing 3 times and then you cry. But I would just allow people to pick. Your powers are: you can fly, you can teleport, you can have super speed, you can telemove, which is like move through telephone lines. You can bounce, which is like via flubber. You can zap, you shoot lightning. You can breathe fire. You can monster out, meaning you can go 300 feet tall and stomp on stuff. You can deep freeze someone. Bonk drain, you can steal someone else's life force, which is kind of weird that this is in here, but I guess someone on the playtest team wanted this to happen. Force field, you can shape change, super strength, talk to anyone. Telephone, in this telephone is call anyone mentally, like it's basically telepathy at any range to anyone.
I think it'd be way funnier if we just have a telephone on me, but it can connect people's brains.
You can skin this as you like. It could be that. It could be a technological thing.
There's always a payphone within walking distance.
Oh god, a payphone. I need a quarter quickly. You don't know. The fate of the universe depends on it.
That's such a good stand, actually. Wait.
Yeah, it is.
Oh god, that's such a good fucking stand.
Yes. It is a good stand. When we ever play, what was it called again?
Overarms.
Thank you, Overarms. That's a good stand.
You are so fucked, because I am 100% gonna run Overarms at the next arc break.
Let's go.
The solid arc break for D&D. I'm gonna immediately go play Overarms.
Yeah,
Why
would I be fucked? I'm just gonna make a stupid thing. And well, 3rd edition had some more powers. They added, let's see. Yeah, they just added two more tables for powers, so we can have.
Oh, that's excellent. I love tables.
Yeah, you pick 3, you roll on one each time. Swap shop is, I believe, you can swap yourself with someone else. Get small, you get small. Temporal funk, I've forgotten what that does. Nobody home. Oh god, I would have to read them. 3 is a crowd. 3 is a crowd. Remember, you can split into 3. Boy, girl, boy. You basically can gender switch yourself, I think. Maybe others. For example, for some reason, the last table has nothings on it. That's weird. Read minds. Self-explanatory. Magical girl. You can be a magical girl. I think 1987 they didn't have Did they have magical girls in 1987? I don't think Sailor Moon came out yet. Hi, fast. Whatever. And then you just pick some of these or roll on these. and yay. Or you are a human, in which case you have a different table. You can be filthy rich, incredibly cute, run fast because you run like heck. You can have nothing. Good day, sir. You can be tough. You can lose it, which is like you and the classic anime thing of I'm so angry I'm gonna have super strength for a moment. You can have incredible luck, and you can have connections. That's true. That is you.
My hatred for anime gives me so much strength.
And again, in 3rd edition, they also gave each human automatic fake out, which is, you can just lie to aliens and gaslight them, and you're super good at that. Yeah. And once you have decided on this, your characters are done. So this is Tony Tanaka, which, look at this. It's so terrible.
I love him. I actually love him. Like, look at him. His eyes are too far apart. He's got no thoughts.
Yeah, he doesn't. But he's Smarts 5. That's the thing. He does have thoughts.
Dude, Tommy Tanaka is the most, like, fake anime. That's like, those fake video games that used to be on, like, Super Nintendos and movies? Like, 2 kids are playing. It's a single-player game. Or like it's a completely fake video game. This is that, but anime, right? Like anime's on in the background of like a movie in 1992. Like, I'm Tommy Tanaka and I'm gonna go fight the Xenons from Dimension X. Like, that is the most bullshit I hate it.
Yes. I am gonna go in here and say, so clearly not super complex, right? You can sum up any character in like eight numbers plus maybe 3 more from their necks, and one with one power.
I like how he has a knack of convince his mom.
Yes.
That's really cool. That's really good.
Yes.
No, Mom, these sexy cat girls just get to live like here. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's no biggie. They don't have a place to go.
Yeah.
I can eat my 46 cat girl harem.
I'm for me personally, the very idea that this man looks 5 is weird to me. In the 3rd
cool
edition,
one.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but I don't know. So in the 3rd edition, they did all of these very much in the run 1/2 style. All the characters.
Oh, that's pretty
cool. And even the aliens are done in this way, and that really gives it, like, I would say, a consistency this sorely needs, and also tells you as an old school anime fan, kind of the tone of this game. However, what that edition also does is fuck their own rules, and that's a pet peeve of mine. If
what do you mean?
If your rules say roll 1d6 and have as many neck points as that, for example, Tony and Rami here both roll to 6 because they have look adorable +2, shoot gun +3, and get date +1. That's 6. However, the second character in this book here has drive anything like a maniac +5, already against the rules, dodge +3. Look baffled so they don't clobber you, +2. So that's 10 on a d6. Like, your rules are very simple. Please follow them for your own fucking book. You people, eh? Like, the thing here also, the average stats on these characters are quite high. Like, for the most part. Not on Webby Willy, because... Okay, look 6, I guess if you're into it, yeah, maybe. I think look 6 is when you have a mohawk in this game a lot. But yeah, he has garbage stats except for cool and looks, which is kind of okay. Like, this guy's just, I'm just at the beach, bro. Fuck you, don't care. And this guy's a body of 6, okay, and a cool of 6, oh yeah. I mean, he has literal 3rd leg. I see why he has cool 6. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, everybody's down for 3rd leg.
Yeah, but yeah. So that's the stats. Oh, congratulations, we did it. We understood the stats. And then you have traits, which you just choose, which are like RP traits. Are you stubborn? Are you cheerful? Are you greedy? Proud? Cowardly? Cheap? Humble? Maniac? Trusting? Abrasive? Tomboy? Girlish? Manic? And so on.
Eats plastic, the normal stuff.
Yeah, all of that. You just choose these. You can roll if you would like, or just make up your own. These are just so you know how to act as your character. And then we get to a really deceptively important part of this, your allowance. because this game assumes that you are like a literal teenager.
Yeah.
So you get like money from your parents, and you don't really work yet. So getting like $10 a week or whatever is kind of important. Because while you can always go home to eat lunch, that's not cool. You want to eat out at the burger place.
That's true.
So
you gotta go to the mall shop. Okay.
Yeah. To determine your allowance, roll both dice and multiply by 2. So you roll 2d6 times 2. That's your weekly allowance. So you can potentially have a cool $24 or a cool $4, depending.
Nora, I'm gonna be real. You've been reading these rules out to us for 10 minutes. All I can fucking think about is Parker Lewis.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about Parker Lewis and how he's just Sachimo Kocho from fucking JJK. And I'm thinking about playing that character so bad. That's so good.
I have you hooked, Emery.
You fucking up. I completely forgot about Parker Lewis. It went to the back of my brain. It's been deleted for years, for decades. You unlocked it.
I also it came back to me when I was playing this, because I think I read this book while Parker Lewis was running.
It's incredible.
Wow.
Oh my lord.
Well, okay. Then you can have a car, and you can make your car cool. Probably not to start though, because it costs way too much money. You can also have a flying saucer if you're an alien. But you could have a refrigerator in your car, maybe, you know? And then there's also gadgets you can buy or invent. There's like a bit of a mechanic almost to invent your own weird gadgets or put them in the game. And the mechanic is mostly just write down what you wanted to do. DM decides how hard it is to make. Done. And so normal gadgets are like a zap gun, which is 2 damage for with a gun in a ranged way, I don't know. Hyperdimensional hammer, which is like a melee weapon, which does it's only just 1 bonk, but I think you like yeet them away or something.
Yeah, and it's literally stored in hammer space.
Yep. So goop gun, there's a bonk regenerator ray, which is a heal gun basically. You have a pocket phone, which is really cute. You can phone anyone.
As opposed to a bag phone.
Yeah. I mean, it's 1987. Realize how big the phone must have been if you wanted to carry around in school.
So I'm gonna hit another flex, just like my Swiss Bank Corp cup. My dad used to own a car with a car phone.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
He didn't drive it.
It was too valuable.
No, it moved. He was in it, but he didn't drive it.
And then, well, there's one item in particular, which is a certain subset of the population of anime people will have played this game for just to make their thing, which is the boy-girl gun, which switches you between the sexes.
Yes,
like
the Mickey trans gun. That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's actually based. I'm down with that.
Yeah, this game is very accidentally based. Because they were like, Ranma 1/2 is popular, let's put a thing in that makes you switch gender because, that's very funny.
Mm-hmm.
Not realizing that everything about that manga can basically read as a trans story of some kind. Yeah. And
I have a weird story about that. There was a trap item in an old first edition thing, and it was like the some kind of like belt, like Amazonian belt. And it was it turns you girl. And the player who picked that up was like, "Oh yeah, I'm super down with that." And like 10 years later, they came out as trans.
Yeah, no wonder.
And they played that character for 10 years. This is the coolest character.
An item like that can really open someone's eye at times. I would know, right? At least to gender fluidity and stuff. Also, to how do I put this? So I know of someone who was really into Baldur's Gate because it had the girdle gender change in there. Where you could just give anyone the girdle. They would always give it to Zar because Zar sounded like a girl anyway. If you remember that game.
I do, yeah. No, I'm totally with you on that one.
Yes.
That's correct.
And they played this game a bunch more than I did. And it was usually, the framing there was usually around that kind of shenanigans. And they had fun, I like to think. I didn't really do much with them. It just didn't have the same circles that much. But yeah, so there's just stuff you can buy for weirdly little money that do cool things. They're all usually pretty one trick. But obviously, so the idea is the players at the table are supposed to fuck with each other a bunch and also fuck with NPCs a bunch. So if someone's asking out the cool boy at school, oh no, the cool boy is a girl now, and now everyone wants to date them, and they're kind of into it because that's the story now. Let's go. That's an adventure in there somehow. There's rules for inventing new things. Like I said, it's literally just write it on a note card, and then the DM decides how easy it is to make the thing. And then taking turns. Like I said before, you just if we go around the table, GM asks from left to right, what do you do? Asks next player, what do you do, and so on and so on. And once everyone has had a turn, we start again, and that's it. That is
very simple.
Yeah, they do not have initiative, because why would you really need it in this game? You can't really win. Like if you bonk out the bully, he's going to be back next in 5 minutes because this bonk is going to be refilled, and then he's going to want revenge, and then the shenanigans continue, and then that's that. But I already explained how you roll things. Like they explain it here with this example, which is basically like, oh yeah, your cool 1 character and looks 5 character also asks out the cool 6 character of this guy. I don't know why you would ask him out. I think he looks like so weird. Why this outfit? Why?
Because this man's got fucking drip.
He does have drip, but I don't like the drip. The drip is very Texan. Very Texan oil baron style. I don't know. I don't know. I think
incredible peach shoulders.
I think going to university without pants is also drip.
That is drip, yeah. That's pretty baller.
But so the story here is she tries to ask out, but with cool 1 versus cool 6, as I explained with the dice rolls before, she cannot win. So she does get a date, but only because he finds her good looking enough. That's the story there. Well, she basically just puts her foot in her mouth twice before.
Hey girl, you're completely incapable of talking to people like a normal fucking person.
Yes.
But you do be banging though.
Yeah.
So
I mean, sometimes
and malts. What the fuck?
Sometimes that's where it goes. And then this game has a lot of page space devoted to saying like, no people, for real, this is a comedy game. Stop asking about how long a turn is and stuff, because we don't care. And you shouldn't either, because that's not in the spirit of this. And much as I'm like, okay, maybe you didn't need to put this in, I'm also in the spirit of, you kind of have to, because I know the players who you might have to convince if you want to play it, and then they're gonna ask, but how long is the boy-girl gun? What more reach does it have? Can it shoot me while I'm over here? And then the GM can literally point to the rule. It says there's no ranges in this game. You can just shoot people if you can see them. And there you go. It does go a bit into how hard something is here, some sample difficulties. Add 2+2 is the 1 difficulty, and the 1 difficulty is unfailable in this game. Make a cordon bleu dinner for 10 is a 7. Interesting. A grilled cheese sandwich is a 1. I would say a grilled cheese sandwich is 3, because you can fuck those up really hard. Wrestling Hulk Hogan is only a 7. Which it's interesting. Battle Bruce Lee to a standstill is a 10.
Wait a minute. That is true. Hulk Hogan is a 7, but defeating Hollywood Hogan in a Yappa Pie strap match, now that's a 10. You can't do it. Yeah, bubble.
That's not listed here. You can't win. But the battling Bruce Lee to a standstill is a 10. And so even the examples are kind of lol funny. And and at this point, seeing this art, I have to go into detail about, they even, for 3rd edition, recreated the art. Because there's art in this book of a dude getting escorted away by man-sized ants. It's just
like those ants,
different. It's just different art. It's just also, they just had someone else also draw that. They were literally like, hey, look at this. I want you to draw a dude getting escorted away by ants. And this answer was probably like, okay, I get paid for this, right? Yeah, you get paid. This is actually a product we're printing. Awesome. Okay, let's draw some ants. And I will say, I think the ants here are actually cooler, but the dude looks like shit. In the 3rd edition art, it's a mermaid man, because this book has a mermaid man in 3rd edition. Who is just a cool beach bro who does nothing but lay on the beach all day and not go to school.
That's good. That's a lie.
But he has looks 5, cool 6, everything else, all other stats are pretty bad. But who cares? I'm good looking and I know it. But yeah, there's a little bit of your RVP score, your relationship with parent score, can go up and down. For example, if you scratch Dad's car, that's a -5. Like, holy shit. But beating up your old little brother is only a -1 because, well, boys will be boys. Who knows? Don't do your chores, -1 and so on. So you have to basically work this up, because if your parents don't like you, you're not going to get your allowance, and then you don't get money, and then you can't go to the fast food joint. That's the idea. Here's some bonk values. Caught kissing the vice principal's daughter, infinite bonk. You're there. That's the one way you can die in this game, because then you're out forever. Because
God, no, unlimited bonk works.
yes,
Unlimited bonk.
Stomped by giant ants is 3.
I'm the greatest fighter at Anime High. I can defeat the vice principal.
You can maybe defeat the vice principal, but you cannot defeat the principal. That's the whole thing in here about the principal, and that you can never, like, the principal is basically an eldritch horror in this, and that no one. If you get sent to the principal, it's like, only other adults know about the principal, know what they look like, but they will never answer the question. It will always divert attention away. We'll never talk about it. And the player can be asked to the principal, but then you're just supposed to tell them, you don't remember anything, you just know it was bad, and if someone asks you the question, you're going to break out into tears. Doesn't matter if you're the coolest dude ever. And then, that's the principle. And last thing is experience points, but they do it in a weird but interesting way here, which I think is very exploitable, so that's fun. In that you are supposed to vote on it. So at the end of the game session, everyone gets a card, which is a 0, 1, 2, or 3. They're supposed to, for each player, like, vote with the card how many XP they get. So that's how they do XP. I would say don't do this, because it's probably not people are gonna be miffed if they don't get as much. And this is kind of like just collectivizing the blame a little bit. If you want to tell someone you suck at role playing, maybe just talk about it. Maybe don't passive aggressively vote them a 0. But whatever. And then it tells you how to actually get funny, which, to their credit, again, it's a comedy game. Please tell us how to try and be funny.
This is an issue that I have with all comedy games, and I refer you to the statement I made nearly 45 minutes ago, in which I don't enjoy things that are silly, or blue comedy.
Yeah.
Specifically because of this. Like, it is such a subjective thing, and it is entirely based around you and how well you know your group and how charismatic you are. And there is nothing that I find to be more reprehensible of an evening than sitting around with a bunch of nerds trying to make me laugh. And that makes me very uncomfortable.
Yep. This book, I sure hope you have good chemistry at your table and people are just there to laugh anyway. Because then this game is probably going to fly by default. While if you are like having to sell this and are sweating and are like, it's basically you bombing at the comedy club, but you're doing it for your friends at home. Then no, don't do this game. Oh my God, please. But in so far, again, this game, I don't remember if Toon had a section, but I don't think Floating Vagabond had. But this game tells you 5 rules of comedy, teenager style. First one is get physical. and they tell the story of the game. When game testers ran this for their people, they were like, "Oh, I'm super exhausted after because I just do so many weird sticks and so on." And I'm like, "Yeah, okay, this sure happened." But yeah, gets physical is not bad. Like do the voices, jump around, throw stuff, and so on. Why not? It's in the spirit of this. And also have props is one that's in here. Or at least if it isn't, I would say it's in here. Like if you have like a MacGuffin hunt, then whoever has the MacGuffin at the table has it currently, and you can just wrestle them for it or whatever. In real life, I would allow that. Who cares?
And to answer the statement that you said earlier, the Toon game does not have a section that specifically says how to be funny, but instead it's more of a, hey, this is how you be toony.
Yeah, that works.
Which is more appropriate.
Either works. And then next thing is manic pace, because dead air sucks. If you have dead air in the comedy game, that's the worst. So just do something.
Ugh.
Something happens. Like write out 50 things that can happen and just do them if ever there's lull in the action. Steal Shamelessly is another pretty good one, especially in the time of this book, where this book came out, where not everyone could just look everything up on the internet. Just steal jokes. If there's a good joke or comedy skit or routine you have seen before, just put it in there. And then hope the other players don't know it or are okay with it, whatever. Then use running jokes. Yeah, sure. Like have the same weird guy appear again and again and defeat in the same manner, and eventually it's funny, I don't know. And dare to be stupid, that's, I think, the most important rule. You have to, especially if it's a comedy game, you have to be self-deprecating sometimes. Yeah, it's true. And then you have explaining what a routine is, which is a running joke, which just like goes more and more over the top. With like you have your overbearing girlfriend who's eventually going to beat you to death with this stick of an alien because you keep looking after other girls. And then the real thing is, on the whole time you aren't really doing that. There's other things happening. She just assumes this is happening, and so on and so forth. Blah blah blah. Like whatever. And yeah. Here's the principal thing. It doesn't really matter, but that's what I explained. And then there's the vice principal, which is this guy, who is like a 400-pound dude with cause terror and offending student +8. As interrogate and find the guilty at +6. Draw down to detention by scruff of neck +10. So this guy is just, he can solve like a standoff by just going in and just being like, no detention, come on. So on. Then there's a few people they just put in, like saying that the English teacher is at the last leg, because it used to be a very simple thing to teach English, but now all these aliens are here. They have to teach a bunch of weird aliens how to roll their teeth and dot their eyes. I don't know. So I'm slowly going crazy. And the gym teacher is just the ex-marine and so on and so forth. Like there's a few characters they give you. And then there's alien control officers who are basically men in black but incompetent, who's gonna like come in if aliens do weird things and shoot everyone and confiscate your Gundam. And then you can get your Gundam back in a cool heist or whatever. And you just get the idea. They give you a lot, because half this book basically, if I keep scrolling here, almost is either a big adventure, which is this year, you're supposed to run a drag race for some sort of prize, I've forgotten. Or just scenarios to put in and ideas for what to run, which I will credit them with. Like they have, if we go further down, they're like, oh yeah, here's your first season of Teenage Outer Space. It runs at 7 p.m. And then you have a little vignette of what happens, a little stats for the rap masters of the Rasta Galaxy. Oh my god, okay, cool. And then the situation and the possible angle to take this in for the DM. And then they give you the next one, and there's like 20 of them here. And that is the book. And this is a new record, because it's a 1 hour. We did the book.
Yes. So I have something right away.
Yes.
There's a game that was released much later using the Amazing Engine system that was called the Tabloid game, where you're all playing tabloid reporters. Their comedy section literally spells out, hey, we stole 5 rules of comedy from Teenagers from Outer Space, and then list them there as well.
Nice.
It bluntly says that. And then it adds 3 more. The innocent must suffer, more is better, and plot, ? So, yeah,
I hate
this
all 3 of those. That's garbage.
Yep,
That's
they're awful.
Yeah, those are really awful.
Absolutely awful.
The innocent must suffer. What are they? Are they like reactionary asshole comedians who are talking about?
Oh no, because you're all playing shitty reporters. That's the whole point of the game.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. One small aside I want to mention quickly is that they give you a very quick sidebar about how well does this run in Fusion. Because you could run this in the Fusion system if you really want to. In which case, smarts is your int, body is your F, luck is your luck, bonk is con plus body divided by 2, driving is dex, cool is pre. I guess I don't know what pre stands for.
So good. Of course, they have to plug Fusion for fucking
Yes.
Dragon Ball.
Of course.
Okay, now this is...
Our relationship with parents is your pre plus your int plus 2 divided by 2, and your looks is to just roll a d6 because we didn't have them. And your next you just put them in. Same as skills, just make them sound silly. Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
No. I'm gonna be 100%. I think this game is a 3 out of 10. There are a lot of qualities for it. I said this before in the chat before we started, where I just genuinely do not see a purpose for this game. Like, I look at it and I go like, all right, cool. You could do this in a million other systems. Even at the time that it was released, like, you didn't really have to work very hard to do something like this. With the amount of rules light, I genuinely think that it would have just been better to sit down with a bunch of D10s. Like,
I don't know. I think the maximum simplicity here it gives. I mean, I'm not saying it's like an amazing, super good game, right? And I'm saying the fact that you only need 1 d6, and that the rules are this simple that you do not need this book. Like, you can remember the 8 stats.
Yeah.
And then you just write something else down, and you need one sheet of paper which you can tear into 4 pieces and give each player a piece of, and it's still going to be enough for a character. And 1 d6, and you can play this game. That is a bonus, in my opinion, for real. Because if you're mentioning d10s, you're already assuming that we are game, like we didn't just lose our gaming supplies in the big flood of '97.
I don't remember that.
Yeah,
it was really rough. All of the gamers, they were left with only Pong and D6s.
Yeah, super rough.
Yeah.
But
that's it's just a huge issue I have with games nowadays too. Like, I talk all the time about how I don't really like one-page RPGs or like the hyper simple RPGs that are coming out of like Powered by the Apocalypse, and this it just reminds me a lot of this. This feels like, okay, I'm going to project my brain, right? We're gonna astrally project here for a moment. Imagine if this game came out now. This would be a Powered by the Apocalypse hack. I can guarantee I could find one that reads almost exactly the same as this. And
I literally think you're right.
Me out. Like, I don't like that type of design, and like I don't know, when I see this stuff, it's very weak. It's cluttered. It's unfocused. It's built around doing this thing, but it doesn't do it very well. I almost said perfectly, but it doesn't even do it well. It's fine, but you have other options to do the same thing. Like, I don't see the point to it. This show, as we have done it, kind of fucks me up really badly, because everything we've seen Mike Pondsmith touch that isn't cyberpunk is garbage. Like, and I'm not trying to diss your opinion of this game, nor Mike Pondsmith's work on it, or anybody else's work on this. I don't feel it's very strong, and like, I could not get excited to play this.
Okay, I see what I can see what you mean. I will say this. In basically a response, I think this game earns cred because let's look at, for example, Dungeon World for one of the really bad simple games, right? Like, Dungeon World is the most uninspired garbage ever. Like, someone literally just sat down in an afternoon and wrote like simpler D&D for no reason. and made it worse in every way. It might be simpler, but it's also just fucking worse.
Genuinely worse.
And what this game has over Dungeon World in a big way is, firstly, it knows it's comedy, so and thus it has to be simple, because the dice shouldn't get in the way. Like, you should be able to immediately read if your friend rolled shit, or it's not going to make this roll. And it should be funny in that moment, because there's like some sort of stakes to connect to that. But if you roll a 1, oh shit, dude, you rolled a 1. That's going to be funny now. You can anticipate that immediately and know this. And in that for comedy game in specific, I think simplicity is important, actually. And like hacking anything, any other system that is out there, of course possible, very possible. You could put this skin on many games and you could make it work, absolutely. However, the ask here is, you can explain this game in 10 minutes, easily. The ask by a part of the Apocalypse hack is that someone understands that game and then writes the hack for it and then explains the hack to people who probably know Powered by the Apocalypse. Even if that's simple, that's a higher ask. And the ask here, this is super beyond pretzels. This is, I don't really have an adventure today. Let's play Teenagers from Outer Space. Let's just do a one-shot in this where you are gonna go on a school trip to the ski resort. Because I can just DM that right now if I want to. Because I have enough dumb ideas in my brain to last 3 hours, and then we can go home and have a fun evening. I think that is the niche of this game and games like it. And why I think specifically for comedy, it should be as simple as possible. And this works. Because the only thing in that regard, because the only thing this really asks you to keep track of is, do I have $16 or I have $24? And I think you can do that. I think anyone can manage that, even if they're drunk or high or both.
Oh yeah.
And and maybe you're supposed to be drunk and high and both for this game as well. I don't know. They don't tell you that in the book. I think
you are, honestly.
But I think it would not hurt your experience if you were wasted in some way. I just again, scrolling through this book, I have to say the art is so bad. God damn it.
It's not great.
Not great. I did dig up who are the artists for it.
Oh, okay.
Mike Ebert and Scott Ruggles. Both of them did art for Cyberpunk books later on. And one of them did art for the Pacific Rim source book, which apparently is a Cyberpunk book. And I don't know anything about that.
Me neither. I have no clue about that shit.
Oh, it has nothing to do with the Pacific Rim movie. I got excited for a second.
Okay.
That would have been very funny if there was a Pacific Rim Cyberpunk tie-in.
I know that's shit. I got super excited. I was also thinking about Pacific Rim.
Yeah, I was thinking, wow, a crossover between those? That sounds like fun.
Really
cool. No, not that kind of fun.
I think we know which ones Ruggles did by process of elimination, because he signed his work. But the other person
signed his work.
Seems to not have done it, or they cut it out, or I don't know. Mr. Rock and Roll, though, like wearing these front to back, because he probably has ears in the front and back because he's an alien. That's very, very quirky.
Yeah, he's got a thing through his fucking forehead. I don't know. I feel like I've been unnecessarily harsh on this game. I don't mean to be. I swear.
Okay, I even agree with you. Like, I don't see. Okay, here's my here's it. If I can have like Adventures in Chaos or full on Shadowrun campaign or whatever, I will take that over this game. It's no question. Because I would rather have like a high stakes cool adventure that's actually engaging.
Yeah.
But if it's like a week where, I don't know, it's let's just say it's 35 degrees Celsius outside and you are just dying of heat like I am right now. And but it's time to meet the folks to play some games. And no one really prepared to shit the thing because everyone is dying right now. And we're just sitting outside in the sun, drinking some beers or drinking some cool margaritas or whatever. And it's really getting wasted on a Saturday. What are we going to do? Are you going to talk about work for the 10 millionth time because we all work together, or are we going to remember school for the 10 millionth time because we are now old and that's what we do? No, I would much rather like find an activity to do, and that activity might be like a board game, a simple board game, or it might be a game like this where you can just. Yeah, just pop out Teenagers from Outer Space. You remember your character, right? I don't know if I had a 4 or 5 and cool. Who fucking cares? Write a 5 down, and then we just want to play the game because you can have your character in your head because it's 10 numbers, and then you have probably a better time than if you just had sat around and I don't know, talked about how the manager is kind of shit in the new team. I don't know.
Yeah, that's reasonable. Yeah, like I can feel that.
Yeah. What you'd almost call a 3x5 card game, because like all the information you need is on a 3x5 card.
Yeah. This does not actually. Does it have a document? No. Oh, that's one. That is a big minus to this game, that they didn't even have a character sheet. 3rd edition has a character sheet, and it is literally so half of the page is just money you can cut out and like have. It's a $1 note, a $5 note, a 10, a 20, and 100. With the characters from the game on it in the art. This is very dumb, but I kind of like it. It's this 4 cards with 1, 2, 3, and 0 on it for voting on XP. And the last like little bit of the thing is your character sheet.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, because it's that small, like you can just have that in your back pocket almost.
Yep.
I guess my only thought on it is like, with the lack of design, I would rather do nothing.
Yeah,
like,
it's a valid idea.
Even if it's like, okay, so it's super hot. Okay, wait, I'm gonna project myself back to 1987. Wait, this is 1989. 1989.
Yeah.
We're gonna project ourselves back. We're sitting on the deck, and we're all drinking whatever beer we have. It's PBR. Only drink PBR. It's the only garbage beer to ever drink.
Back as a teenager, we didn't have PBR, but believe me, we had cheap beer too here, yeah? They literally sold cans here. Let me just... I need to do this quick tangent before I forget. Sorry, Emery. They literally sold beer cans here, which just only had there were white cans, and they said beer on them in black lettering.
And awesome.
And you could there was like surplus stuff if they had like leftovers or in between mixings, and you could look up by the code on the bottom what was in there, and you could this was literally like, look at them, is it a 7? Oh cool, a 7, let's take the 7. No, 5 sucks, we had 5 last time. And then you just put like a case of 7s together and bring them home, and then you find out 7 also sucks. But it's it costs 19 cents per can.
All right, so we're sitting on the deck. We're drinking 19 cents of beer, and I have an option. I'm the most sober out of all of us due to my incredible liver, and I have a choice. Either we can play teenagers, or we can grab our character sheets that I know you have, and we could run White Plume Mountain. Or we could go, hey, let's just draft up a new character. Let's run White Plume. Like, we're gonna drink and we're gonna have some nonsense, and we're gonna forget what spells you have as a wizard and have a good time. Or maybe we can grab, Cyberpunk 2022 and have a good old fashioned shootout or something. Like that's where I hit. Like I don't know. I
have been in situations where you literally couldn't get a player to make a character in D&D because it's too complicated, because they are currently wasted as fuck.
That's fucked up.
But they can remember. But they can remember that they had a 5 in cool with their weird fishmen. So they.
That man is already too far.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, that's the guy who's gonna have sunglasses on in the basement, and he's sitting in the corner. And you go, hey Jim, what do you do? You wake up.
No.
I punched the teacher.
Cool, man. That's awesome.
All right, radical. You did it.
Throws the dice, and then you do it. Then it's fine. Yeah.
I don't know.
Now, again, I didn't play this long, and I didn't play it sober, so I can't really say that this is what we did back in the day. Because back in the day, we, to my shame, I have to admit, we used to play a lot of Munchkin in those times.
Ooh. Oh yeah.
Right.
Until we bought too many expansion packs and the game got too long.
I've never liked Munchkin. I don't know why.
It was fun. Like it was fun for a while, but then when you played it too much, and you actually had like an idea of the balance of that game, because of course there's balance, and then it just breaks apart and it becomes shitty. Yeah, I don't like it anymore either. Yeah, I don't know. It's just what it is. I don't mind this game. I don't think it's amazing, but I don't mind this game. I wouldn't mind playing it again. Ooh, Paradox, thank you for the follow.
All of my stuff against it is completely just...
Yeah.
All it is just, I'm just not interested.
Yeah,
like,
I'm gonna be straight up.
It's the most neutral I've ever been.
I'm gonna be straight straight up with you, straight up, 100% straight up with you, Emery. I have in my real life, I have like 2 circles of friends. One of them I could never play this game with, because they would react like you, kind of like you are, and like, no, I don't care. What the fuck is this? And I have one circle would be like, yeah, let's go, man. Let me just get let me just, I have to refill the bong first. Let's go after that, and then of course I wouldn't be like, hey people who are not going to be into this, let's force you to play this game, like the person you talked about was, because that is a recipe for total disaster.
Yeah.
And absolutely. Like I love that circle of friends, and I would play many games with them, but this isn't among them. And at the same time, that other circle, I would play that with them, because TBH, if I were to over prepare for them, I would just be wasting my time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, because with those people, it's mainly about hanging out, and then secondarily doing something while we do that. And that is really what this is for.
Sundered stole my joke right out from under me. I was waiting for you to be done to say I actually have no friends, so I don't play Tabletop with anybody.
Boom. Well, you do have VTuber friends. What you are closer to this game being a reality for you than the people this was written for originally, because you do know at least one anime.
I do know a lot of anime people.
Yeah.
Huh? Wacky.
Jake, what's your take on all of this?
My take on all this is that this works for what it is, but like at the same time, this is still something that I did pass over back in the day, and I passed over it for the reason of anime. I'm not into that. Like literally, that was it.
Oh man, that was
me way back when.
I was an early adopter of the cringe that is anime. I watched...
Fucking cut back to the Overarms episode where I'm just going, man, I love anime. This is fucking tight. This is the coolest system I've ever seen for like simple gameplay. Versus this, where I'm like, my brain is like alt tabbed.
Yes.
Like this is a big case of, for sure. Also, if you don't like anime, you give this the widest path you have ever seen.
I think this is the best example of like different strokes for different folks.
Yeah.
Like, straight up, you cannot pitch this game to everyone, and I honestly think that our little threesome here perfectly exemplifies, like, I think 2 out of 3 people are gonna be like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. I totally agree.
And I think it's totally reasonable that if you have a group of friends who just want to like hang out, hit a really serious vape and chill.
Like here's the thing also. Like, I could have come at you with Mate, which is way more weep than this.
Yeah, I was thinking about other anime games to do on the show, because I think it would be funny. And I was thinking about Maid, I was thinking about Ryutama, and I was thinking about Double Cross.
Yeah. And the thing with, like, I don't know those two, but I do know a little bit about Maid. And Maid is like, it's made to be a one-shot, and it's made to be, Maid, by the way.
Yes.
For you to have just random generation of your stats, and have even fewer stats than this and everything. And
quick same vein of the other 2 that I mentioned. Ryutama is like the Miyazaki tabletop game.
Oh, okay.
It's a really weird one where I actually consider that to be like not reviewable, because it's like there's so like little to it in terms of like actual like meat to dig into or like something to talk about because it's like, oh, the art's just good and the writing's fine, and you know, it's a game about exploration and like, yeah, all right, cool.
Yeah.
That's the vibe. It is a game where everything that we say about it is, yep, they did the thing that they wanted to do.
Yeah.
Cool. Double Cross, however, is the most cracked nonsense weeby garbage because it had to be translated over from Japan, and it is like it is a game about transforming into a monster because you're getting beaten up way too much. Everybody has this cool virus that gives you cool superpowers. It is the most like edgy action horror anime bullshit.
I kind of
love it.
As it sounds good. I want to read that. Yeah.
Sounds like Nightbane, only good.
I want to. This is a little observation that we're just going to go apropos of nothing because I remember that I had seen it. So, in this book, running a teenager's game will require skill, determination, and the combined joke books of Henry Youngman, Bill Cosby, Robin Williams, and Steve Martin. This is what remember these names because we can now see the rewrites for 3rd edition in who they say here. Running teenagers will require the skill, determination, and the combined joke books of Jim Carrey, Tim Allen, Robin Williams, and Jerry Seinfeld.
Honestly,
I cannot like Jerry Seinfeld for this game.
Teenagers.
Are you stupid?
Teenagers 4 would like their list would be like Dave Chappelle, Dane Cook, Robin Williams.
Yes. They would just keep Robin Williams as that forever, yeah?
They would always, yeah.
Yeah? Like, just here, this is one example of many of... the 3rd edition is rewritten. It's just basically the same book still, just replaced a few words.
That's a vibe. But man, like I think it's really funny. We've got some people showing up late, being like, "What is this?" And we fucking ended.
Yes.
We ended the thing already. Oh, look, Killian, sorry. The game I was talking about is Double Cross.
I can speedrun this for you oblivious. This is a game where you play a teenager in school, and aliens exist, and they find humans cool, and you have 8 stats which range from 1 to 6. You can have some skills which give a bonus, and you roll 1d6 plus stat to do something. That is the whole game. I just explained it. And it's supposed to be a comedy game. It's supposed to be lol funny and supposed to be very anime. And it had no budget when this came out. The 3rd edition, which I have as a book, has had a budget because they literally have like 8 pages of literally just a comic in the start.
Incredible.
3, 5.
They had all that cyberpunk
7,
money to burn.
8 pages of comic, and then I think the end has more. I think there were more pages of comic in there. Yeah, someone paid for art, let's just say. And the art again in 3rd edition is really solid. I really actually like it. I'm very inspired by Ranma 1/2, very inspired by Loom. While this is very much inspired by, can you draw an anime for me? What's an anime? This stuff. Okay, I can certainly try, and then this happens. Because this is so much, this is such a, oh yeah, I can draw comic people, like with the tights here. I know how to shade the tights thing, but...
God, it's so fucked up. Like, it fucks me up looking at this art because it is straight up what you just said, somebody who draws comics, interpreting, like, 80s and 70s anime.
Yeah.
Yep.
Look at this face.
Strange.
Look at this face. They didn't know about the tiger stripe bikini for Loom, but they didn't know about the lower half, I guess. And they also, this face is not, no, the anime face never looks like this. You people, this is such a cargo cult approach to anime art. I kind of look at him again. God damn it!
He's incredible.
Palo Alto. Okay. Oh man. I just also love that they don't even have, like, the 3rd edition has more sample characters and they have a little story to them. While here it's literally just, I've drawn these 4 dudes, let's give them stats, I guess.
I feel so shitty because there are some games I've been like, man, right on the tin, it says, "This is what we want to do with this system." And I go, "Wow, they really did it, and it's amazing." And then there's some stuff where they go, "This is what it's supposed to be," and I look at it and I go, "I fucking hate everything about this."
Mm-hmm.
Like, I hate damning something for the same, action that I've praised something else for. I'm just gonna keep referencing Overarms because I'm like, that straight up just says we are doing this thing.
Yeah.
And I love it. And then this, it's like, wow, I'm completely uninterested. Like, I can't believe you would have even wasted your time writing this one. like this is so strange. I don't get the thought process behind this game. Like, I don't
Does there have a
understand
price in the back?
genesis of it.
We don't really know what this was sold for. The thing is, Emery, this is 80 pages of book.
That's true. It's 80
with counting cover and back cover, so it's less. So
Yeah.
Mike probably knocked this one out in a week, if not less. And that's a good use of your time to get something published and sold a little bit.
Exactly.
So I get why you wrote this. Because I really think he was just. Oh, you know what I think happened? I know nothing about it, but I think what happened is Mike got into anime around 1986.
Oh my god.
And then he had to explain, after like a year of not giving anyone any work, what the fuck was going on. And then he just wrote this and was like, "Oh, I've been really hard at work at this new game."
Dragon Ball. That would totally fucking explain it. Wait, that's so much about our Telsorian's like products outside of Cyberpunk. Like, because Cyberpunk is his own thing.
Yeah.
And then, like, that would explain this, where he's just like, "Guys, I've been binging Ranma 1/2 for like 4 months. I'm sorry. I've been watching a lot of Tenchi Muyo lately."
Yeah. I mean,
I binged all of Dragon Ball because it just came out again. I've been getting bootleg VHSs from fucking Shibuya, and now I have a ton of. Oh my god.
Yeah, here. Apple Seed had just come out 1985. You probably read that. Read that, and then that was the gateway, because there wasn't that much anime back then. You couldn't get that much anime, especially not. And then you just ran out of Cyberpunk shit to watch. And so we had to watch like Ranma 1/2 and Dragon Ball, and then here we are.
It's so good.
Lady Pfeiffer, we don't do those redeems, but we can do what this is real quick, so we can do it. So wait, I'm doing other redeems later. So there you go. Oh, that's yes, thank you. And so I believe we solved the mystery, gang. We did it.
Yep, you solved it. You did it. You were the Velma of the situation.
Yes.
You solved the whole mystery while I stared at the fucking ceiling.
Some of the third edition. I wish. Maybe we can wait. Teenagers from Outer Space. Third edition.
Thunder's going fucking feral for the third edition art. Like 5 times.
Okay. We can look at the cover for one thing, which is like. Are we allowed? No. Okay, we have to open image in new tab. Okay, this is not very high res, but it's good. This is the new cover, and this sells me more on what this is supposed to be. Firstly, they understood Japanese school uniform, not really for any reason, but then we have the Loom reference back here. We have a cat girl. We have a girl with like snakes for hair, which is cool. We have a weirdo blob in there. We have a bee-man. We have a guy on a bike. There's a jet. There's a weird creature still there. We have to have one weird creature, apparently. And yeah, it's just way more coherent art style than, if we go back up here, this. I guess not super complex, but it works way better. And they knew what an anime is. They drew an anime. Congratulations. Let's see if there's other art from inside. As you can see, this game is pretty niche because there's not much to go around.
Yeah, nobody fucking cares. We're getting screenshots of the film. Teenagers from Outer Space.
Yeah, we have one. Yeah, it's and yes, I found some.
Oh, wonderful. See, that art looks fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
That's not.
I don't
so
like it. It's okay.
Yeah, it's obvious it's still very animal, so you have to kind of. Like if this is the most 1 more 1/2, this is basically traced from 1 more 1/2, ETBH.
Mhm.
Like there's a panel in like the third volume. I don't know which volume, but that's where this is traced from. And you have like all these characters. Here's the merman I was talking about. And then we have this year. Like it's just better. Sorry, and these are the Men in Black. These are so these are the MIB people who are just supposed to like, as aliens stepped out of bounds, it's just destroy everything or in a 10 block race. Yeah, they did have shoulder pads. They're not super too big, but they do have them. And this is the one for this. As we said, this is by the way obviously a thing that you are playing teenagers. It's supposed to be about getting into each other's pants, but the game itself says never allow the players to get into each other's pants. Actually, it's like an anime. It's always something is always gonna happen. I would say don't necessarily run it like that, but you know the anime effect, right? It's the most frustrating thing in the universe, where everyone basically loves everyone, but no one is telling anyone their feelings, and then 26 episodes in, they might kiss, but then a baka falls on them, and so they can't.
Yeah, we call that
or a meteor hits Earth.
Hajime no Ippo effect.
Yeah. Oh god, Ippo does it so hard. Oh god.
Dude, oh my god. Like 2 years ago, I talked to a friend of mine who's still reading Ippo because I dropped it. And I was like, so has Ippo confessed his girlfriend? He's like, no. No, he hasn't. He still hasn't. It's been 35 million years.
Yeah,
Ippo won't say shit.
What website is this on? It's literally just in the deep corners of the web. Someone. Oh, I see. Yep. Okay.
Man. So
I do have more information.
I'm gonna totally show my ass because referencing Ippo has unlocked it again.
Yep.
If I want an anime tabletop, I want it to be a Shida no Joe. I want the last session to be my character dies in a very tragic and lovelorn way.
I would it's the tone question. It's very much the tone question. I don't yeah, you must be in for this tone, which we have said it 1,000 times now.
Yep.
Yeah, Starterbots for RPG write-ups for actually scanning a little bit. I might photograph my favorite art pieces and put them on Discord later. But yeah, so the characters in this guy, Tommy Tanaka.
Oh yeah, he's back. Look at him.
Yeah, he's back. I mean, I would say he has a little bit of a different look here. That's, this is like an Archie background character. I just realized this.
Yep. It is. What for you? It is.
Yeah, that's true.
Uh-huh. Totally is.
And this is Rami the cat girl, which is also like her here. I would say they did it better here. Like this is fine. Again, it's an anime now. Yeah, just again, it's also the energy is just better in this. Like, I'm just over here peeking out from impossible space. This is just fine. Also, this little tentacle man here. Little tentacle man, by the way, is on Earth for the women.
And honestly, Rami is Josie just drawn differently.
Yes, he is. And here, but I want to point out that little tentacle man is basically an incel.
Yeah.
But they didn't know they were writing around because it's too early in the history to know what an incel is.
Well, if you really look at it, most gag anime just has incels in it.
Yeah, it's true.
Long and Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Just a incel.
I mean, in Dragon Ball, most of them get laid.
Except for Oolong.
I mean, yeah, Oolong, come on.
He's losing.
Yeah, it's just losing. But yeah, true. But you know what I mean. I would go for the little tentacle man who's very into wanting to do it. I would go for that. But whatever. Right. Like you just have to put him in. You can't wear this weird high pants with the fly, and it does not work. Someone has to just dress him up right. That would honestly be my adventure if I ever ran this. Like, this tentacle man is very awkward. Can you get him a date?
God. I don't want to help Tentacle Incel get a date, man.
And then you find out he has horrible opinions you have to beat out of him. Yeah, that's listen. That's
My character for this game would just be like teenage, like fucking Buckaroo Banzai character.
Yeah, perfect. You're thinking with this game because you're supposed to like just go super heavy on the references because who cares? It's a comedy game, and
Exactly.
just again like. Okay, even with better scan, even if this is a bit more like the scan here sucks and it's not the color is kind of washed out. Even with a better scan, this doesn't look good, but this is just fine. I think. Okay, this is a short episode, I guess.
Yeah,
I do have one more thing though.
Okay, sure.
Information regarding Mike Pondsmith and his obsession with anime.
Yes.
He apparently had started with manga because he got very into it when he was doing his first graphic design jobs involving computer and video game making.
Okay.
His very first game was a game called Mekton in 1984.
Mekton?
And that was purely a tactical war game at first, and he added role-playing elements later.
Oh yeah, true.
That was
was the first one. Holy shit! I
he did that in '84, and then he founded R. Talsorian Games in '85 because of that game.
Look at the cover for the first edition.
Yeah.
They didn't know what they had at all.
They had no idea.
Holy shit! I want to read first. Awful. I want to look at first edition now. That's even more impossible to find than third edition.
It is. Yeah, I've tried.
Zeta is one I would actually love to check out.
I think that's one we should dive into sometime. Yeah,
if you can find it, I would want to just see it.
Nora, I can find a PDF of Mekton Zeta, even if it's actually pretty cheap, right? Hold on, let me look at it. Hold on.
Yeah.
How much is Mekton Zeta? Let's go to.
No, I was talking about first edition Teenagers for the Space Memory.
Oh, fuck that shit! No, we're done. We're never talking about this again.
Okay, so the show was taken over. I'm into it though. Yeah. So, I mean, look at that little dude though here. Look at him.
Which little dude? Which one?
This little dude.
He's hanging out. Yeah.
He has vertical eyes and so he has many eyes and I don't know what this is, but he has a Sony Walkman.
Yeah, he's chilling. He's vibing.
Yeah.
I like that. It's a good vibe.
God, I don't know what's happening. Why is his legs like this? Does he have two mouths? Nothing needs two mouths.
God, I hate that fucking artwork so much. Anyways. Hold on. What are we doing next time, Trank? It's your turn.
Oh, we're doing Blades in the Dark.
Oh! I fucking forgot that we're doing Blades in the Dark.
Yeah, we're doing Blades in the Dark.
A game you don't like, Trank, right? Or did you like it? Oh, you liked it? Oh,
I'd play it.
I remember you did like it. You said you would run it.
Game I don't like.
Yeah.
Well, Emery, that's your problem.
I referenced Toshido no Joe. That's what's happening. I'm going through my last bout. This is the last month. I'm going against harder and harder opponents. It's like grappling hockey. I'm getting fucking beaten out. I'm like losing Emery. Color anymore.
Emery, please stop being so dramatic. This game did not sap your energy and made you dead like the last one.
Actually, that's true.
Please remember what we did.
Yeah.
You had a coherent take on this, which like this is not for me, but I guess it's fine. And there we go. That works. But
or
please,
a Cinnabar.
Please remember Cinnabar. Please remember how you felt after Cinnabar. This is a vacation.
Cinnabar and fucking Continuum. Like,
I mean, Continuum killed all of us. Stone Dead. I would
oh, God, I love Mage, and then we read Continuum, and I was like, So yeah.
Fuck, Mage would be a good one to do as a palette cleanser because I do like Mage.
Weirdly enough, I actually also like Mage.
Mage is fun.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would love to do like a supercast on like that era of White Wolf games because like they do all fit together. I remember we've played some like genuine actual or sorry, like the groups I've played with have played like mixed groups before where it's like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like one guy wants to play at a werewolf and one guy wants to play at a mage and one guy wants to play at a hunter and we're gonna figure out a way that all these characters can interact. And like that was super fun.
Yeah.
Those were my best games, flat out. Like vampire games were fun, but the
Mhm.
ones that were very intramural, if I may, were a lot more fun.
We could like do a special one where we talk about just our experiences with that, because I don't think we need to review every White Wolf game. It's just kind of pointless.
No, yeah, like because here's the review of the White Wolf games. They work. Like
Yeah.
they work.
They
They had way too much ego. They
yeah,
had way too much ego, and that's it. That's
yeah,
the only thing. That's the only problem with White Wolf that I can think of.
yeah.
Oh, and every single bit of like every image in those books is the most cringe you've ever felt in your life. God, it's
Not
disgusting.
necessarily every, but certainly in some books, yes.
Oh God, I'm thinking about the vampire source book that I first saw. God, this is. I was listening to an interview with Travis Willingham the other day, or the other week, like 2 weeks ago, and it's the same fucking story where he's in a game shop and he opens up the book and he just like, or he's like hanging out with somebody in high school and they show him the fucking vampire, the masquerade thing, and it's these dorks in their fucking cosplay having physical photos taken of them and not like cool art that would make somebody interested in playing the game.
Oh God, I know.
That is my exact same thing. Where the first time I saw Vampire, I opened the book and saw that fucking garbage like cosplay, like cosplay.
Yeah.
I have a particular thing. I talked about this before, but I could not find it as a PDF anymore. Which was like some dudes made like lab rules, and he literally put photos of himself in the book a lot as the cool person, and it was the worst thing ever. I've forgotten what it was, but oh God, if I ever find it, we do that on the show, and then you're really gonna die, Emery, because the cringe in that book nearly killed me when I first read it.
The cringe will sustain me. You cannot kill me.
you say
show up.
You talk a tall game now, but you don't know what this is like. This is really bad.
One of these days, I am legitimately just gonna show up, and I'm just gonna have like a fucking glitch PNG.
Yeah.
That's what I should do. I should hit up Jover and be like, hey, can we do an edit of my model that's like a lich?
Can I just have? Oh God, can I just be a floating skull with some gems in it, please? I need it for a gag.
I would never be a demi lich. Fuck those losers.
Aren't they better than normal liches? I've forgotten.
I don't remember. I don't fucking care.
Yes, they are usually.
Play that shit.
Yeah. I mean, liches are for losers.
Continuum.
I can't disagree. Oh, Oblivious, you redeemed. You are cute. Yes, you are very cute, Oblivious. And so is Paradox, who sadly left, so I'm sorry. We did have 2 redeems of Spanky, so before we rate, let's just punish Nora for choosing this game. Maybe in the future you all have to show up in maid outfits. Sondra, I'm working on that.
It's already happening.
So, some Spankies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ow. I feel like that's an appropriate amount of Spankies for this game. I don't think it deserves more. Wax, you are also very cute. And we are gonna rate one certain butterfly.
Yes.
Who is playing with Versailles, who we did play with yesterday. So I feel like that's perfect.
I feel like the worst piece of shit from this episode.
Well,
I'm like the most no fun allowed. Like,
no fun.
No, Emery, I will be completely real with you. I picked this game to have an easy 2 weeks. I didn't want to read a fucking thing. All I did in prep is pick this book out, refresh my memory, and then go over the PDF a little bit and be like, oh, that's missing, that's weird. Well, that makes this game a lot worse in the second edition.
oh yeah, like I didn't even touch this PDF until like, today.
Yeah, that's completely fair because it's 80 pages.
I read through it in
80 pages.
Coffee. Like,
Yeah.
it was nothing.
Yeah, because there's not many rules in there. And again, if you read all the text, which at least done at least once in the past, the text isn't badly written, but it's just like, You don't really need
it's
to read it.
Pond Smith
Yeah.
stuff. It's the
Yeah.
same
Pond
nonsense
Smith,
that we
yeah.
got on him with Dragon Ball, where it's
Yep.
like, dude, what is this cringe that you're doing? Like, what is
Yeah.
this nonsense?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't know.
But again, for what it is, it works. It's my verdict there.
Blades in the Dark.
Blades in
Let's
the Dark
go.
next time. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I should mention.
By then. Oh, I do have an update. Really quick.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I do have an update on Dark Souls,
Update.
the tabletop game.
Yes.
The physical books are coming in fucking October.
What?
What?
What are they doing? Are they whiting out and writing in the actual words? What the fuck?
So they had to redact every single book. They had to take all of them back. All of them got recalled.
Yes.
And they're completely redefining them because it was not. We were misled. It's not just typos. People had seen mechanics that were not in the book that needed to be in the book. Like they were referencing a mechanic and then it wasn't there. This is possibly going to be a huge shit fest. But right now, if you guys don't know, this is a little bit behind the scenes in the tabletop world. There is a paper shortage right now. Like that's why like MCDM can't print their books. They literally can't print books right now. So they wasted an entire stock worth of print. Especially for the collector's edition, which are gold leaf print. So they have to redact all of it and ship all of them at the same time.
No.
So, that was supposed to come out last month.
Oh god, that's so bad.
Yeah, or 2 months ago. Sorry, 2 months ago. However, the PDF is supposed to be out this month. So I should have a PDF here. Oh, Low Killian, we are going to see how they fucked it up. Hopefully, it's fucked me up with this book so bad because like I love the idea, but
yeah,
they've mismanaged this so horribly.
I dearly hope, just so to say this, either that it turns out good after all, or that we have a Shadowrun 6 situation where they write rules like, the weapon does the damage, doesn't matter who wields it. Like the weapon is just going to do 5 damage. Give it in the hand of a little baby, it's the same damage as if the 3-meter troll with arms as thick as Emery is thick wields it. No, it's 5 damage. Good luck. Good luck playing this game. It's not going to be a complete shit show. I hope either. I hope it's not just mediocre. That would be bad.
I'm gonna say I don't think it's gonna be mediocre. Like I have a feeling it's gonna swing hard to either end.
Yeah, it certainly doesn't sound like it's gonna be mediocre. Let's put it like that.
Yeah.
Oh man. Any last words from you, Drake?
No, not really. Just
okay.
Yeah, every time we do a game like this, it's like, all right, this does a thing and it sets out to do it.
Yeah.
There's some games that do that in a particular way that are just great, and then there's some games that I don't know. Sometimes it feels a little too niche. Like I don't necessarily want to play a game where we're just teenagers from outer space.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't want to do that. Sometimes I want it a little more general than that.
I think.
And like I compare this to Toon in my head a lot.
Yeah.
And Toon doesn't have a section where it says how to do comedy. It's assuming that you're already there for that.
Yeah. I think to be fair, again, the section is good that it's there, but Toon was from all of these games, one of these joke games, funny games, the most self-assured of its own premise, by far.
God damn, Toon had brass balls.
Yeah.
Like they just did not. And they're like, "Yep, this is fucking Toon."
Yeah.
It just blows my mind that the same guy who made Deus Ex. I mean, come on, that still blows my mind.
Yeah.
Incredible.
And just I mean, if you're like, everyone knows what a Toon is, let's go. That's strong. And this game spends a lot of time explaining how teenagers are cool in a way that makes you realize also that last dig here that Mike Pondsmith probably never was cool.
That's true.
Not that you needed this game to tell you that, but just so we are clear.
I've ripped on Mike Pondsmith a lot this episode, and we ripped on him a lot in the Dragon Ball episode, but I genuinely do think the guy is really neat. Like, I think he's a cool dude.
I agree, he's neat, yeah. I agree.
He's a very entertaining gentleman.
Again, also for this time, again, this is experimental for the time, and it's good
of course
that it was made. But, again, he wasn't a cool dude. That's also fine. Not everyone is a cool dude, and you need the nerds to do things. Anyway. Okay. thank you everyone for coming. This is a short episode, but the game was short, so what can we do? We'll be back in 2 weeks with Blackness and Dark. For me, announcements really quick. Today, the Seppi collab is going to move to next week because Seppi had a thing come up. So we are going to play more cringe anime game on next week, Saturday. And tomorrow, I play Conan Exiles with Belzebubs on 10 a.m. EST onwards. Anything to announce on your end, Emery?
No, I hang out with nothing and no one because I'm a hermit who hates every single person I look at. No,
Shut up.
But anyways, no. This week I'm gonna be doing more League because I don't know. I enjoy playing League on stream.
Yeah, do what you like.
Yeah, do it.
So I'm gonna probably continue doing a little bit of that. I'm gonna try to do more D&D design.
I will confess that I have watched you play League a bit, but I have purposely never said anything.
Yeah, that's valid.
Because I'm just lurking those streams sometimes, looking on.
Totally
yeah.
You judge me. That's okay.
I do judge you. I do judge you, but I do not tell you what I judge.
You could.
Yeah, but I don't because I don't think it's no. I don't wanna. I just say anyways, it's entertaining to watch the Emery play the game and kill people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good solid stuff. No, it's something that I will actually really quick before I go on about the rest of my week. It's been really weird to play that as like somebody who played in like gold a couple of seasons ago, and since that had my hand broken several times, and like then took like a massive break, like a 4-year break, to come back to the game and see how much toxicity is in it, and then getting toxic about the toxicity.
Oh yeah.
But ever since I just stopped, I'm just not going to tilt. My max tilt is going to be I'm mildly miffed, and then I'm going to play it up on stream and like do a big shout and get really hyped because that's fun for me.
Yeah.
That's entertaining myself on stream. But like to see people, like I ran into this guy while I was playing just unranked with Nomad who was impersonating a League streamer. And he's like, I'm a D1 in NA in Korea, hit challenger, and like you're smurfing in bronze 1, my G? After your placements? What do you mean? And then he linked me to Twitch, and it's like, dude, this isn't you. This isn't real. Who are you, dude? But anyways, yeah. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's like
amazing.
I play more of those. I honestly, legitimately, just like doing it, and I want to do some D&D design on Tuesday. My brain was fried this week, so I didn't have anything to do. So I'm either gonna go for monks or warlocks, something in that. The warlock stream is gonna be a big one, though. That seems.
Oh, for sure. I wonder your take on monks, though. But whatever.
You know what? Maybe I should do that because my take on monks is very simple. Monks good, and you can make them cool.
Okay, wait. We have different takes on monks, but that's okay.
Wait, hold on, really quick. What's your take on monks?
Underpowered.
Oh yeah, they're completely underpowered. I just think their idea is cool, and you need to.
Okay. Then we are on the same page. Yeah, the idea is very cool.
Yeah, I feel the same way actually.
But 5th edition monk, they were very afraid. They gave them one good ability, and then that had to be it for some reason.
Well, it used to be monk multi-class used to be like the strongest thing in the world. Like, you just take a couple levels in monk. Oh, they're so underpowered, except the movement speed and their ability to continuously hit. Like that was really big. Yeah,
that's true. I think they very much got the hammer for being good earlier. Much like
Wizards.
I mean, not sure Wizards. Wizards are. I would say they're still good in 5th edition, but they are, of course, obviously nowhere near the total god class of 3rd edition.
What they did is they went to a deity and gave them like an infected toe. They didn't really cut them off that bad, but they're definitely lesser.
Yeah, true.
That's a good way to put it.
But yeah, honestly, my content's really, really singular until we get a moving model. That's
heck yeah.
Next week we get to go back into the Underdark.
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk more to the hobo elf. It's gonna be fun.
I don't know why you guys like that hobo elf, but
Emery, we love every one of your NPCs except the ones we kill. Even those are kind of cool.
Yeah.
Drake, anything
I'm
on?
forget old Grizzler. I'm never gonna forget him.
Yes. Anything on your end, Drake?
Probably more Mech Warrior 5 on Wednesday on mini stream, and then more GTFO on Thursday. More than likely.
Nice. Okay, cool.
That would be fun.
Good. And then we are going to raid the butterfly right now. Oh wait, this is okay, half an hour. They are certainly gonna stream for a while. Yeah. So let's go. Blade in the Dark in 2 weeks. Conan Exiles tomorrow. Let's go.
Let's go. Oh, I'm streaming later tonight, I think.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I might do a league stream in a couple hours.
I'm looking out the window right now, and it looks like that's actually cloud covered, so it might rain. And if it rains, I'm probably just gonna sleep as soon as it rains.
Oh,
as soon as it cools down. But right now, I couldn't because it's so fucking warm. I'm dying. I'm so dying. But anyway, thank you everyone for being here, and have a good rest of your day.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Take care.
Boy.
Bye.